Porsche. Plane. Porsche plane? Plane Porsche. Hello, everybody. My name is Starling, and welcome to this Flyout video. For those who do not know, Flyout is a very high quality, high fidelity plane building game where you, build planes. So it's a very fun game. I have too many hours in it. My goal for today was to to rip the engine out of a Porsche and stuff it into a plane. What I did not know, however, is that the engine for a Porsche, or when the Porsche I'm taking this from is the Porsche 912. And this engine is very, very tiny. So I may and or may not have doubled the size of the engine. Right now you can see I am building exhaust ports for each cylinder. This is completely just cosmetic. I really did not have to do it, but I wanted to because I like hurting. I like pain because I am a masochist. I am Markiplier. Yeah, so you can see that I'm kind of going ham on the details that you're never gonna see. I accidentally deleted that little bit there, so I just decided to remake it. It wasn't that much of a remake. So when I was building this aircraft, I had the idea because Porsche is a fairly luxury brand of car automotive brand. There we go. It's a fairly luxury automotive brand, and I wanted to build like if Porsche actually made a plane. So like take that engine and fully make it into like a luxury solo plane, kind of like the Cessna, but also Porsche. It's like the Porsche Cessna. So you can see right now that I am starting work on the main fuselage and the canopy. The canopy, or the fuselage, doesn't change much, but the canopy does. And now I'm working on fuselage wings. These are basically... So, fuselage wings is basically taking fuselages and turning off aerodynamics for them. Because the fuselage wings are purely cosmetic. They're gonna put no use into the flying because that's what the real wings do. And basically the point of fuselage wings is to make the wings look more realistic, and you can do that with the default wings, but it's very annoying too. So you can see now that I am putting the aerodynamic wings into the aircraft. I do end up removing those because I got a lot of tip stalls. A tip stall occurs when there is a low pressure area above the wing. This low pressure area causes the wing to not be able to create as much lift as necessary to fly the plane, causing the plane to fall out of the sky. And now I'm just creating the tail fuselage wings. Again, I completely delete these because I did not I did not like how they looked. There we go. First try. Never. Yeah, I'm great at talking. Again, putting the wings inside. Then I tried to you can see me going into the game and testing out all the animations for the fuselage wings. Now I'm just doing I got bored, so I just decided to hey, let's do some grill shit. Wait, has it been 2 minutes? It has been 2 minutes. I can cuss. Let's do some grill shit. And you could see there how much tip stallage we got. So again, you can go back to see my explanation on tip stalls if you forgot somehow. But yeah. And then I decided, hey, I'm going to make these very, very light. And this is when I deleted all the wings. You can see that I'm just trying to get them to work before like actually making the aircraft fly. We're still getting a bit of tip stallage, but that's it. And I did figure out that the propeller could be like a lot bigger and also have a lot more blades. So I made it into a 5-blade propeller and changed the style of the propeller. You don't see that now, but you will. So yeah, you can see me entirely remaking the fuselage wings. I did add like a little bauble thing at the tip, which I don't know. I do make that look better by just creating an entirely different fuselage with it. So yeah, just going back into fuselage wings. Very simple, very easy if you have the right tools. I can probably, if you're curious how fuselage wings work, I could put a Google Doc in the description. That is if I remember to. Which I most likely will not, so yay! I think I'm getting a snack now. Yeah, I was getting a snack. I think it was Cheez-Its. Holy shit, my ADHD. Anyway. Yeah, this is me going back and testing the animations again, and also I'm adding gaps to the wings so the fuselages don't clip into each other, so it looks more realistic. You can see there that there's a gap underneath. And I really like how that turned out because it helps a lot with, like, it's a very small thing, but it helps a lot with the aesthetics. I don't know what I'm doing half the time. I think my ADHD just ADHDs. Here we go. Now I'm adding the little baubles at the end. I don't know why I call them baubles. What the fuck are those called? I'm gonna call them tip thing. No. I don't know. But yeah, I thought that my engines didn't have enough power, so I made it 3 blades. But then I brought it back up to 4, being like, hey, our engines are going too high in RPM. And this is me just finishing up with fuselage wings, doing the tails for that. And then, yeah, I'm getting into painting a little bit. So you can see that I'm just adding some dirt and carnage, I guess, to this aircraft just to give it more of a realistic feel. Then I am starting on navigation lights. And by now you can see that my recording corrupted. So you weren't able to see me building the landing gear. But yeah, I'm just adding nav lights now. Navigation lights are just like those blinky little lights that you see on all aircraft. And I'm really happy with how these glass cones turned out. They just look so good. I think I'm getting another snack because this is an entirely different day when I'm recording this. Or like, oh, yeah. Then I did just finish up the interior, doing a few things. And there are a couple things that you're going to see in the montage after this building segment that I'm really happy with. Here I was trying to make it so the wheels actually like spun. That's like they were propulsion. Like when you were taxiing, like it pushed you through the ground. You know what I mean. But I did figure out that with that, the acceleration on the like if you were to throttle up with the propeller, the electric motor would actually take all that energy, so you couldn't get up to speed fast enough for a takeoff. And also, this is just like me checking out the lights. Then I added the blinky red lights to the top. Again, really proud of this entire aircraft. Then I added a light so you could actually see like the dashboard or whatever it's called in aircraft. The control panel or whatever the fuck. Then you can see I'm doing a quick test flight. I believe few things break like constantly. I'm just tweaking the light so it doesn't blind you. I made it just so it's just barely bright enough so you can see shit. As you can probably see in this time lapse. Like it's and then I tried to make the dials into a emissive texture, but that never works for me because emissive textures are fucking dumb. But yeah, this is a quick little test flight. You can see that I just kind of go ham. And then, yeah, we're ready to fly. Hello. I hope you liked that montage. So this is the aircraft. I am going to say that it looks very much like an aircraft that Porsche would make. Except for the interior. I'm not happy with this interior. It's kind of shit. But the rest of the aircraft I'm really proud of. Ooh, also, look. Eh? Eh? Ignore the voice crack. Yeah, so there's that. I said I was going to show that in the montage, but then I didn't, so I'm gonna just show that here. Also, the completely animated and non-clipping fuselage wings. You can see that they're I'm gonna here. There we go. This should be easier. If I just show right here, you can see those do not clip. And it's the same for the ailerons and the elevators. If I get the elevators right. Yeah. You can see the hinge joint, but that's only because we're clipping. Yeah. Let's go back into follow cam, and take this thing out for a flight. Orbit cam, not follow cam. Ignition is going to be on. Ignition is going to be on. We're just going to turn on autopilot just for the takeoff, because takeoffs in prop planes are very annoying. But it's a very fun plane and very easy plane to fly. Once you get off the ground and hit around 120 to 150 knots or above, you want your pitch trim to be around 12% and the roll trim to be 1%. Or pitch trim -12 and roll -1. Here, let's just... That's 1,000. There we go. So we're about 105 knots right now. Also, these lights turn off automatically. You don't have to do anything. Once you get 500 or 50 feet above the ground, they will automatically turn off, as you can see there. And let's disengage the autopilot and take this thing for a spin. The trim is a bit finicky. Also, we just did a takeoff without flaps. I wouldn't suggest that. I would suggest flaps 1 for takeoffs. Just gives a bit more lift. But yeah, this thing is way too maneuverable for being what it is. But again, it's a Porsche plane. Also, fun fact about the engine in this aircraft. I wasn't able to, because Flyout does not have flat engines or boxer engines, and the engine I was basing this aircraft off of was a flat 4. So I had to use 2 inline engines, like ass to ass, just to get them to like look aesthetically like a boxer engine. I know it doesn't like functionally work like a boxer engine, but you know what? It's good enough. Also, I did completely modeled pitot tubes, just because, why not? Yeah, I also did completely model the engine, which is kind of stupid of me, because you're not even seeing it. Like, you can barely see it. You can only see the flywheels. But it's just very... It was fun to do. I really like doing little details and stuff. The paint is just, like, basic white paint with a bit of weathering on it. It's very simple. I really like these glass things with the... beacon lights in them, or navigation lights in them. The beacon lights are on the top and bottom. But yeah, let's take this thing in for a landing. This thing is very fun to land and fly. Like, honestly, it took me a while to stop the aircraft from tip stalling, but once I got it to stop tip stalling, whew, wow, it flies really well. And I'm really happy with how it turned out. Let's just go into mouse aim. I already went into mouse aim, but like, my brain and movements are like very lagged. My brain lags. That's how you know that I'm from Gen Z. Yeah, let's just bring the throttle down a little bit. Not too much, just to make sure that we do not stall. I don't know the stall speed for this aircraft, but I do believe it's around 70-ish knots. Might be a bit lower or higher. But yeah, let's bring the throttle all the way down. Not all the way, but all the way enough. And flaps down. Let's straighten ourselves out. Straighten ourselves out. Cut the throttle. And just glide down. Okay, so it's about 55 knots is the stall speed. And let's just let this aircraft coast, take it out of mouse aim. Gonna give it a bit of throttle just so we do not like completely decelerate because we are going to go park it over here. But yeah, this aircraft was very fun to build. It was my first time ever doing fuselage wings, which is surprising because I have, I don't know, like 300 hours in this game. And I got it like a month and a half ago. Yeah. I did not do fuselage wings for the rudder because fuck that. I did not want to. Gonna bring the trim all the way back to 0. Also, there's like all these things like modeled landing gear. They're not landing gear suspension because landing gear suspension is so annoying to model. But they're good enough for what I needed to do. And also, if I'm gonna do suspension or landing gear suspension, I'm going to ask Angel to do it for me. Angel of Death is a very good YouTuber and also human, and they're a pretty good friend of mine. Yeah, let's just park it like over here. I'm about to sneeze. Anyway, let's park it over here. Probably bring the throttle down to like 4%, just so we slow down but not completely come to a stop. And we're almost there. Gonna turn left now. And hit the brakes. Perfect. That was a really nice one. And we can let our passengers out. And yeah, I really hope you all enjoyed this video. If you want to see more Flyout, please let me know. If you want to join my Discord, there will be a link down in the description. In the comments below, let me know if you want me to share this aircraft inside my Discord, or if you want me to make a Flyout channel in my Discord so y'all can share your own aircraft and I can share my finished aircraft and blah 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 blah, all that cool shit. Yeah, I really hope y'all enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. I'll retry that. And I'll see you next time.